Okay, hello everyone. My name is Patrick. It feels very strange sitting in front of a camera and not having someone else to talk to, but I decided to start doing videos more regularly or live streams because there's so much going on in the NMKR world, and I just want to keep you up to date and just ramble on about what we've been building. So there's no clear plan for this. It's just a update video. We're just going to talk about all the things that come to my mind, and I prepared a little bit of stuff, but there's no clear agenda or anything like that. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Before we begin, I'm gonna start sharing my screen. So now you can see my screen, and I hope you can still see me. So I'm just going to go through a few points, and then if you have any questions, just feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, before we begin with EndMaker updates, big shout out to Trevolve Tech, because I'm currently in India and I'm staying here at the Trevolve Tech house. It's an agency, and they've been building products like Newcast and many others on Karano, and and we are very close with them. So not only me, but two other people from EndMaker are currently staying here, and we're just here every day working, grinding, and building, and yeah, it's a lot of fun actually. So it's really cool to just have this little getaway, I guess. And also, I think the Indian Karano or Web3 community is really amazing. So I've been trying to get more and more into this kind of market and maybe see what's possible with tokenization here, talk to local businesses and so on. But yeah, so let me just check if everything is going smoothly. I think you can see my screen and so on. Now you see like the infinity one. Perfect. This is what it looks like behind the scenes. So as you can see, this is not a very big high production thing or anything like that. But that's not the goal. So one thing I wanted to show is I wanted to talk a little bit about the EndMaker website, because there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes right now, and we're working on a lot of things, and we're working on some of the biggest updates to EndMaker that we've seen so far. So I don't want to go too much into detail yet, because we will share them at a later point. But essentially, the whole way that minting is going to work across all chains will be changed through the way that we're moving EndMaker in a certain direction at the moment. And to do that, and to really give it a big push once it's all live, we're also working on a redesigned website. So that's just a little, preview of what it will be looking like. I think it looks very nice. This is not executed yet. That's just the design file, but we're working on that, and that's basically what people will see when they discover EndMaker for the very first time. And in terms of that, like whole website landing page stuff and so on, for us it's always very important to just have one clear messaging, like what is EndMaker, what can you do with EndMaker, why should you be using EndMaker, right? And then get those people, get those businesses funneled into our kind of ecosystem. And in the past, this has not always been super easy, because it's kind of difficult sometimes to define what EndMaker is. But in the essence, it really comes down to our core product, EndMaker Studio, right? It's the most advanced, biggest minting tool out there, even across all chains. I looked at all the competitors, and just the pure amount of features that we have in EndMaker Studio is unparalleled. So I'm very excited to hone down on that and say, okay, if you want to launch a very simple collection, a very simple PFP drop or anything like that, it's fine. You don't have to use EndMaker Studio. You can go to a launch pad where they have standardized launches and stuff like that. But if you want to have the best possible experience, and you really want to have all these custom features, and you want to do it in a white label kind of way, then EndMaker Studio is your place to be, right? And that's the message that we're trying to bring across. So it's like the tool for the professional, really big projects. And of course, as we always say, it's not really about just launching the next PFP projects. Of course, we love PFP projects, and we love community-focused projects and so on. But we also really want to have those real-world customers. We want to have a lot of different areas where NFTs and tokens can revolutionize the way we interact with ownership. And that's why we are working so hard on getting these enterprises, getting these businesses, working with startups that are trying to use tokens and NFTs to build new use cases like Book.io, Newcast, Noom, all these things, right? I love these projects because they actually are trying to change something, right? But yeah, I've been rambling about this. Basically, just a little design preview. I'm very excited for this. I think it looks really cool, and there's like a lot of nice animations and stuff. So it's just very clean. When it comes to the website, we've been working a lot on the website, just in general, because this is the entry point, right? We want to get people into EndMaker and make them understand why they should be using EndMaker. So we have these success stories, and we've been working on them. They're not finalized right now. Like there's a lot of old ones, but we're also working on like a few new ones and completely redesigning what they look like. So this one isn't quite finished, but yeah, just in general, we want to be able to offer success stories to the businesses coming to EndMaker and show them, look, this is what other projects have done, and you can do the same basically by using our tech. And and that's essentially what we've been working on. Okay, 1 second. Okay. And while we are at this, like the whole website, I think is gonna go through some changes, because for us, search engine optimization is very important, and we haven't really focused on that. And we will in the near future. So we will fix all the little details and do technical optimization. And we want to really use it as a funnel to get new projects to join us essentially, and onboard them to Web3. One thing that I wanted to just quickly touch upon, because we are here already, is a journey that I recently undertook to Japan. So I actually went to Japan, and I met there with Emergo, and I met there with Clarity protocol, and of course with the Japan DAO Foundation. And that I wrote down some thoughts about that here in this blog post. That's why I have it open. And the idea was really, we wanted to explore what we can do from a legal perspective in Japan now that the Japanese government is changing their stance on crypto so much. And there's a lot of things we can do, actually, a lot of like really cool initiatives. And the next step is essentially, we want to build a proof of concept DAO and explore like really in detail, okay, what can we do and how can we do it from a legal perspective? How can we use EndMaker? How can we use Clarity protocol to really set up a DAO? And that's the goal. That's what we will see. And then once this has been executed and we have this proof of concept, we can basically take this, put it into like a standardized formula, and hopefully help more projects get incorporated as a legal entity, as a DAO in Japan. That's kind of like a little bit of a, I wouldn't say like a side quest, but it feels like a side quest, because it's not super necessary for what we are doing at our core, but it can support almost every project, because all of the projects launching, or not all, but most of the projects launching through EndMaker right now don't have a clear like understanding of how to set up their company, and they have to run to a lawyer, and they have to explain them crypto and so on. And if we can streamline this process, we can give them a clear legal roof, charge maybe like a service fee, and then set it up all as a DAO, and we have the lawyers at hand and so on. Then I think a lot of like companies would simply opt for that version, which I think is quite exciting. So if you're interested in that, go to endmaker.io/blog, and then you can read all my thoughts about it, and or just reach out in general. Very, very exciting, and big thank you to Emergo, who's really behind that. And of course, the Japan DAO Foundation for inviting us. We went to this really nice workshop here and presented and did like a little onboarding. We created Karano wallets for all the users there and so on. So I'm just gonna go through all my points here. There's not really much like structure or any like grand vision to this video here, so I'm just going through. But if you have any questions, as I said, write them in the chat. I'll get to them later. I hope everyone can hear me correctly. Let me just check. Yes, I think it should be working. Okay. One of the the other things that we are, of course, very excited about is the Karano Hackathon, which we're organizing in Berlin. It's coming very soon, actually. It's in July 26, 27, so it's in exactly 1 month. And we already have 66 attendees confirmed, but I think this number will go up once we start marketing tomorrow to at least over 100, maybe 150. We'll see. We have a fantastic venue. We have a full program. There's going to be a lot of like special guests. We're going to have a little bit of a like mix between hackathon and business kind of stuff. And we're inviting VCs. We're inviting other blockchain members. The goal is really to bring in the Cardano community, but then also people from outside the Cardano community, and then have them mingle and really explore the ecosystem. And that's kind of what we're aiming for. So I'm very excited for this. We also have a lot of fantastic sponsors, the 3 main ones, Emergo, CF, and IOHK, and also Midnight. So very exciting. If you're in Berlin, feel free to go to this hackathon. Maybe I will post a link later in like below the tweet or below the chat. We're live streaming on 3 different channels, so I have to post it everywhere. But yeah, it would be great to see you there. Or just go to Meetup and search for Cardano Hackathon. Yeah, then another thing that we've been working on for a while now, and it's finally becoming relevant because Cardano governance is coming closer and closer, is this project called DWatch. And DWatch is very interesting because the core idea is we will have DREP, so like delegated representatives on Cardano very soon. They will have the power to vote on certain issues. And what we want is we want to have as much transparency as possible, right? We want to know exactly which DREP is voting for what, why are they voting for this, and so on. So we're building this little tool where we can say, okay, let me just ask a question to my DREP directly. Like, what is his stance on topic X, Y, and Z? Or what did he vote for in the past? Stuff like that, right? So we've built this platform where you can ask questions to these DREPs, and then only they can answer. They connect their wallet, and then basically they see, okay, I got asked these questions, and then they sign their answer with their wallet, so it's verified that it's actually them who answered this. And I'm very excited for this because I think if you build the right tooling from the get-go, you can shape the way that conversations about governance are being held, essentially. So it's not all on Twitter or Discord, or not all like through mainstream media or stuff like that, but we have a real platform where we can say, okay, let's have a civil discussion. Let's have a clear place where we can prevent fake news, or we can just get like a clear answer from the DREP directly to their delegators or to the general public. So this also got funded through Project Catalyst, by the way. So we've been kind of behind on the deadlines there, to be honest. But we have been building, and of course, governance isn't out yet. Cheng hard fork hasn't happened yet, so we are waiting for that, and then we will release DWatch, and then everyone can test it out. And I think it will be a very cool platform for everyone. And also, maybe one point to add there, we really want to take this and make it open source and build it into like a community-controlled platform. So the goal is not for NMKR to control this, but for the community to step up and maybe have someone else do the social media or the marketing for it, and have this as like a community-led project, because we don't really have all the resources as well to just push this. This is not revenue generating in any instance, so it's just something that we think is necessary, and that's it. Okay, let me talk a little bit quicker because we still have a few more points here on my list. The next topic I want to talk about is Finesse. So Finesse, for everyone who doesn't know, is our real-world asset tokenization platform that we've been working on for quite a while as well. And we're actually working on it with 2 amazing companies, one being IMX, which is this compliance company. They do KYC and KYB and all this like kind of boring but very, very important things if you want to do things in a legally compliant way. And then the second company is Fluid Tokens, our good friends there. which is of course a DeFi project. So they have like a lot of experience developing smart contracts, and essentially they have all this ecosystem that comes after real world assets have been tokenized. So the idea is, okay, with Finest, we onboard new projects, we tokenize new things, and then at the end, you can use those tokens to use them in this DeFi ecosystem built by Fluid, but also by anyone else, right? It's an interoperable ecosystem. So this is something we've been working on. What I'm showing you right now is just the landing page, which is not live yet, but we've been working on it. And all the text here and stuff like that, all the stuff here is not announced or finalized yet. So don't take it too seriously. But I'm very happy that Finest is progressing. And I'll give you a very, very quick view into what the platform will look like. This is the current status. It's not final, as I said, but essentially you see, okay, there will be different projects and you can invest in those projects. And the cool thing is it's all built so that it's very easy for onboarding. So I just logged in with my Google account and I automatically have a Karano and a Polygon wallet created in the background. And I never even saw any passphrase or anything like that. So it's quite cool. And it's really designed to just make investing into real world assets as easy as possible. And of course, this is all work in progress. I'm really showing you the raw version here. That's kind of the goal of this video. So yeah, anything that you see, keep in mind, things will change. This is all hashtag built in public. And one more thing I wanted to show you here, of course, a tweet from our good Matteo, who's a co-founder of Fluid Tokens and of course one of the founders of Finest. He has been working on this new smart contract, which I think is very exciting because what it enables us to do is it actually is legally compliant in Europe, in Germany specifically, and by being compliant in Europe, in Germany, it is compliant in all of the EU with the BaFin. And the BaFin is the German SEC, essentially. So we really are building it from the reference material that we have from the BaFin, and we will use it in a compliant way. So we have the first smart contract that is BaFin approved, which is not EVM based. The current smart contracts that are BaFin approved are all EVM based. And with this, we will be able to actually really tokenize stuff on Cardano in a legal way. And I'm very, very excited for this because that's the only way we can push forward, right? We need to, as much as we are in crypto and we want to sometimes do things that are just in crypto, the moment we touch real world assets, we need to be compliant because those real world assets are always at a physical location, be it a company stock or real estate or gold. Anything is stored somewhere, right? So we need to interact with laws and regulations, and that's why we need to have this compliance setup. And I'm very excited here that we're making so much progress. So Matteo is very, very much pushing this. And of course, IMX is always pushing it from the legal perspective. And we had many calls with different regulators and with lawyers and with other compliance companies and so on. So it's a lot of work behind the scenes, but the result will be worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's all about Finest. Very excited for Finest. See more updates very soon. I think this is probably the most exciting thing we're working on right now, besides, of course, NMKR Studio and all the big changes that are coming there. But let me just switch over to the NMKR Token utility, because that's, of course, one of the big topics as well that everyone is always asking us. So the NMKR Token, we have this NMKR.io/token page where we try to summarize things, and we have been updating it a little bit in the past. So, for example, how you can buy the token, and we have a DEX Hunter integration. You can simply buy it here and so on. So we try to put all the information there. And at the moment, we have a little bit of token utility. Like, for example, here you can save ADA on every mint through NMKR if you hold some tokens. But we have been working really hard on multiple fronts for the token. And we are, to be fair, a little bit behind on the schedule because there have always been more urgent things. But we think that in near future, we will deliver on some really cool things for the EndMaker token. And and we want to like really push transparency and show exactly, okay, where is the money at the moment, where are the tokens being held, and so on. And just going through this page here, we show all the like trading options. We show how you can bridge it to ETH and other stuff. And then one thing which I think is really cool, because most other projects don't really do this, we have published both the EndMaker token legal papers, one from Switzerland and one from Liechtenstein, where the token was actually issued, just so that everyone can take a look at it. And this is very important, because for us, you can essentially see, okay, this is not just a random token we launched. This is a token where we went through a rigorous legal process. We're very careful with what we are doing with the token, and we essentially say, okay, this is actually a utility token, and we're doing everything 100% correct. And that, I think, transparency there is very important. That's why we publish those papers, and you can click on them and you can just read through them and see what's going on there. Then also, of course, our partnership with Orimob, with the strategy paper, you can read through that, and all the policy IDs and the different like chain smart contracts. And here we talk about our market maker, Fluff Tech. So we try to summarize all the token information on this page, and there will be much more in the near future. But to get back to the topic, let me talk a little bit about the upcoming EndMaker token utility. So this is all preview, right? But we have been working really hard on this project called rwa.id. And the idea is, you can see there's still lorem ipsum in there, so it's all work in progress. But the idea is that we are using the token to create more trust in the ecosystem. And I don't want to go into too much detail, but there essentially are two parts to this. One of them being the decentralized identity standard, which we already had in the past. It was called NFT identity, but we're remodeling it and basically building a better version of it, which will work for any type of project, using DIDs to verify project. And the second one is the trust score, which is directly correlated to the EndMaker token. And I don't want to say too much, because I'm always sharing too many informations, or too much information, sorry. But yeah, like there's a lot of stuff coming there. And here I have like a little very zoomed out kind of dry O board that we've been working on, and I'm not going to zoom in much further, because I don't want to give away too much. But we have finalized it quite some time ago, actually. And we're now working on the white paper, on the actual implementation, and then hopefully soon you will have really cool EndMaker token utility that I'm personally extremely excited about, and I think it will be a game changer. Now, let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, I think I stopped. Oh, let's see, chat. Oh, there are actually people in the chat right now. Oh yeah, one more thing about the token utility. So one completely different angle that we're taking is we want to basically bring projects that are using EndMaker to use the token, right? Because right now, there's not really much point to the projects holding the EndMaker token, but they are our main customers, right? So they should be ones that are using the token, and they should be ones that are receiving some tokens as loyalty points as well. So the idea is every project that is using EndMaker should at some point take tokens and lock them in some sort of mechanism that will give them some benefit, right? And the two angles that we're approaching is one, rwa.id, of course, what I just showed you. And then the second one is pro features in EndMaker Studio. Very simple. You lock the token, you get access to different features in EndMaker Studio. An example for those features could be the managed wallet API that we have right now. Some projects are using that very heavily, but we don't have any monetization, so we're not even making money from it. So why not just take it, lock it behind the token, and then enable them to simply, stake some tokens, lock them away, and receive free access to that. So I think that's a very attractive, very simple kind of use case. And of course, there's more to that. So for example, at the moment, if you upload files to NMKR, you're using our IPFS storage, right, which we recently upgraded to, I think, like 72 terabytes or something. We have a physical server for that, but we don't charge anything for it. So, we're not making money by providing IPFS storage. We're just doing it for free. So why not, just have people lock tokens, and then for the amount that they locked, we increase their IPFS storage. So we want to take all of these like free things that we're currently offering and make them at least somewhat beneficial for the token. Yeah, and I guess that's almost everything that I had to tell you today. There's of course so much more going on. I mean, Catalyst is approaching. We have amazing partnerships secured. We're working with one of the biggest esports teams in the world. We're working with FC Barcelona, which is crazy and super exciting. We're working with so many cool businesses. So I'm extremely optimistic about the future, and I know the team is too. And I know that NMKR can really shape, the future of tokenization, future of minting, future of anything, and be the best tool that exists out there for any business that wants to launch any sort of token, be it NFT or fungible token or anything like that. But for now, there are not that many questions in the chat, so I'm just going to end it here now. And I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you had a wonderful day, and then hopefully see you soon.